Good morning, Academy 55. David Khan here on Tuesday, the 24th of June, 2025. It's 5 to 8 in the morning. We're looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame, following the Academy 55 indicators and strategy. Well, how are you all doing this morning? We can see a cautiously nervy sort of market because of well, more or less bigger consolidation, sideways movement. But what we'll do first of all, hello to all my YouTube followers and subscribers on YouTube. Hopefully you can see all this. Please be aware if you're watching on YouTube, there is could be like a 10-second plus delay. But all the Academy 55 members will be able to watch this more or less in real time, the way I'm doing. Okay, so what we'll do is, first of all, we will look at the bigger picture. So first of all, we'll take the indicators off and go and have a look at the daily time frame. First of all, I'll remove all these previous lines. These are from 2 weeks ago for me. So I will remove all the drawings, start afresh. And as we can see just here on the daily time frame, this is the highest has been for, let's go on the weekly. Oh, wow. That's the highest it's been. Is it ever? No, not ever. Since go back to here, since October 21. But as you can see, it's creating all this imbalance that needs to be filled. But we've got a wee bit of imbalance there on the monthly. So it's nowhere near the heights it has been in previous, before COVID, well, during COVID and before COVID. So it might be getting up to those levels again especially to fill out that imbalance. So we'll bear that in mind. So we're on the up, basically. Go back to the daily again, though. And we can see we're at these levels around here. So we'll go to the 4-hourly eventually. Sorry about this. Still thinking about it. Try again. Sorry about this. There's a bit of a delay here. Let's try the hourly then. Right, the hourly's better. For some reason the 4-hourly cutout wouldn't build. Now here we see that was Friday close of business there. That was the opening of business on Sunday. And created a gap. That gap needed to be filled, and indeed they filled that gap. It's a bit like imbalance, needs to be filled. So on the hourly, we can see yeah, the first bit of, I'll just draw the first bit of imbalance. You can see just that little bit there. Don't go low any lower than the hourly. Get the right conditions. by FVG, by fair value gap. There we go. So that's a little bit of imbalance there on, because there's no selling power on that candle on that side and no on that side. So that is an imbalance there, which price might tap into and then go back up again, depending on what time of day it is. And so we got that, and then we'll have a look at the line chart, see if there's any points of interest. Well, no, because we've had a big increase there, and this is too far down to actually even draw. Oh, I don't know. Hang on. Just where we are now, two big points there, one there, one there. Just where we are now is a good point of interest, more or less at the key zone level. Key zone level is there, so we're only 5 pips away from that. So that's an important area there. Bounce or break. Let's try that 4 hourly again. Right, we're on the 4 hourly now. Let's go quickly on the. I didn't change it as far as imbalances are concerned. We got that bit of imbalance there. So let's go down to the 5 minute. And as you can see, according to the 5 minute, we are in the buy zone. So let's quickly go there. Put the indicators back on the 1 minute now. And because we're in the buy zone, we're looking for the next buy. So I'm going to put my NT4 on. We've been in the buy zone. Make sure you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple on your trade assistant. You've got that all important 1% risk. Don't risk any more than 1%. And that little rectangle there, we put in purple, just in case I need to close all trades. So waiting for a I like to keep 2.2 pips away. Which is there. So we're waiting for the next buy because we were in the buy zone. Might as well draw that up on my trading view. This is the buy zone area. And there we go. But we got parallel SARS above for a deeper sell perhaps. And we got that support and resistance line that we knew we were at. So this is doesn't give you much confidence for a buy at the moment. If anything, we could be continuing on to there might be more orders down here to pick up, and indeed they might wish to tap into this imbalance. So I wouldn't be trusting any buy until it got above there, really. And with this action we've seen previously, we're sort of more or less in a sideways sort of movement. So what looked good initially Doesn't look so good now. I mean, we only need 1 or 2 trades a day. Waiting for the right conditions, as always. So I think it's prudent of me to mark that in as well. Horizontal ray. Because we've got another buy zone down there. Are there more orders in this area than that area? In which case they'll come down to take these orders. You've got your key zone there. This is a psychological area. So I'll mark that up as well, I guess. And this is a key zone area, anything with 3 zeros at the end. Psychological level, where traders and investors like to take out trades, put in trades, start trades, finish trades, that sort of thing. So a lot could be happening down on that level there. Shouldn't be having the indicators on, actually, not for the 5 minute. But we are in a buy zone now. But I'd be waiting for it to get above there. Put them down on the minute again. Keeps wanting to go up, doesn't it? So we're going to go back up to just going to remind myself the 1.160085. So I'll get a line on my MT4. $1.16085, which is there. So I wouldn't want to be taking any trades until price gets above there, that line there, if indeed we do have a buy. But I think it looks like we may be getting down to here at least and bouncing off that or breaking it even and going for the orders that we know could be down here. So in which case we can't do nothing because we've already had, according to our indicator, we've had a buy, a sell, so the next one is a buy. So I'm going to be, oh, I keep forgetting to record this. It's all recorded on YouTube, of course. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to record it. We need to record it because we need to show it to our Academy 55 members. You can watch every trade live and also the recorded version. So for the recording, it's David Kahn here. It's now 9 minutes past 8. Tuesday, the 24th of June, 2025. Looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame, following the indicators and strategy. And as expected, we are going a bit lower. So as you can see, we are there's a buy zone there. So, and there's a buy zone down there. And also we know there's an imbalance and perhaps needs to be tapped into. Generally going between a zone there and there at the moment. I understand I haven't seen any news, but I understand there is some sort of ceasefire going on between Iran and Israel. If it's true, that's really good news, obviously, but that would obviously curb any major investments going on because during this time of oil based and all that carry on, that's where all the money is. Bit of a nervy time for investors. You just don't know what's going to happen. Nice to see so many people on with us on Academy 55 and everybody else who's watching on YouTube. Right. Okay. So let's go back. Right. We got above that area there. I want my stop loss there in anticipation the wave going green. I'll get rid of that line because it's gone above there again, so I don't need that one again. So delete that line. But in anticipation of all this turning green, in case we decide to go any higher, because we are in the buy zone. That's where I want my stop loss if it does go higher. Right, we've got a green volume ribbon now, obviously because of that candle there. But it's tricky because we have consolidation along here. From a personal point of view, I've achieved my target for the month. Well, a couple of weeks ago, actually. Steve did an excellent job for you guys in Academy 55 last week. All right, so all very nervy. Yeah, I'll do that again. So we'll go back onto Trader View to get a better idea what's going on. But yeah, we've got lots of consolidation here. We're in a buy zone. From a strategy point of view, we can only take the next buy. But we've got to make sure we're clear of all this here. And we are the highest we've been for quite a while. That's the situation. Right, the wave started to go green. We'll put the try again. Stop loss there, just underneath where the red wave meets the green. Waiting for a buy alert now. In anticipation of the trend line going green also, which is going horizontal now, which is good. So they could go green at any time. But I'm going to be governed by the buy alert. We've got imbalance up there. We got German news at 9 o'clock. And because it's only Germany, may or may not be very significant. But we'll bear that in mind if we get into a trade. Right. We are going higher. Already at 4 pips distance between stop loss and entry. No buy alert as yet. Got to be governed by that because that's got all the algorithms in it that we need to have the confirmation to indeed take a buy. The last piece of the puzzle, and the anticipation of the trend line going green. Very nervy at the moment, which is understandable as of right now because of the world situation. So you can understand why we see all this. But at the end of the day, we only need a few pips. And if there's any bold investors there to strengthen the euro against the dollar, we're going to be capitalizing on that. And watching the fingerprints of the investments being made. But now, yet, even more nervousness going on. See, if we would have got in now, we would have been out already. So we have to wait. It's all very nervy looking. Obviously, because the London exchange is just waking up, it doesn't quite know what to make of what's going on at the moment, I guess. They haven't made a firm decision whether it's a good thing for the euro or a bad thing for the dollar or whatever. Let's try again. Put that stop loss there. Waiting for that buy alert. But it's a nervous sort of action that we're seeing at the moment, which is understandable from an investing point of view. And that trend line looks like it's going to go green anytime. But we want the buy alert. Nervy. Non-committal. Non-committal. We were in a buy zone down here, but we know we got another buy zone down here. And are there more orders down there for them to investigate? Perhaps so. Just rearranging, being 2.2 pips away from again. biding my time because we are in consolidatory mode. To be in a buy, to get the buy alert, you would need to see price up here somewhere, which would be a good 5 or 6 pips stop loss, I'm guessing. Well, let's try this again. Needs to give me confirmation of breaking out of this sideways movement, because we don't want to get caught in this, because we're still making our mind up whether to buy the euro or sell it. And collecting orders one way or the other. They're collecting orders. That's what they're doing. But who's going to win out, the buyers or the sellers? And of course, if you're seeing all this and you know you only need 1 or 2 trades a day and you've got the time, you don't need to trade this. You can come back later on. I've had great success just after 2:30 in the afternoon here in the UK on the US 100, and the volume kicks in. So price definitely has to go above there if it's going to at all to bring that parallel sword down below the candle to continue on the buy, but it's all very derby. Let's go back onto trading view. Excuse me. We've got a buy bias because we're above the purple line, but price tends to hover around this purple line, and indeed it's taking all these buy orders, and there might be a load more down here. We in our turn can't do anything about that because the sell, so the next alert is a buy alert, plus we are in buy zone territory, and now we're at that key zone area, psychological area with the 3 noughts on the end. At the same time, it's this is the EMA 462, which is a Fibonacci number. Price loves this area. This is the average of 462 of these candles on whatever time frame you're on. So it's now just met the average of what it's been doing 462 minutes. But we know we've got imbalance down here. Price loves to tap into this. And also it all depends on how many buy orders there are down here as well. So we might see price come down here further, tap into this imbalance at the same time, taking all these orders and then shooting back up again. maybe. Doesn't help us because we haven't got a trade, but at the same time, we are not losing any money, which is the most important thing. All this area here. Get the right box. All this area here is consolidation. So we were to have a buy. I would very much like to see price up here somewhere, but I do think with the signs that we're seeing, I would totally understand if price came down here, tap into these buy orders in the bottom, the buy zone below, also tapping into the imbalance. Makes sense at the moment, but it all depends on what they've assimilated from the news they've heard about the ceasefire and other global instances as well. Yeah, so we're now going down to probably tap into these areas down here at least. In which case, we can say goodbye to any trade. So in the meantime, while we're waiting, going to show you this for our Academy 55 members.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour,
and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Thanks, Steve. Excellent stuff. Well, while we've look at that. While you was listening to Steve, look what happened. Funny that, isn't it? All that imbalance is worked out now. They've taken all the buy orders. Stop losses are in order as well. Look at that. Taking all that imbalance out, and now creating imbalance of their own. So now we could possibly see the next buying action. Let's go to the 5-minute. Keep reminding myself to take the indicators off. This is where we are. Look, all that imbalance is gone now. Look, it's all being wiped out. So I'm going to remove that so as not to confuse. All that imbalance is gone now. That one over there, look, it's been mitigated by look at that, that's a 03. That's a 19 pip move, and there's no red flag news to warrant that. It's just pure market manipulation, redressing the balance in the market. And now we go again. We're still hunting the next buy. But oh, I've done there. Move that by mistake. So that's okay though. So what we do is if I do anything by mistake, press this little undo button. That's where it was. And I can even lock that into position if I need to, but don't really need to do that. But now we are, see, there's a lot of volume coming in the market now, so they've made their decision what they wish to do. And we might decide, you know what, we've gone as high as we can with the euro. We might wish to go and strengthen the dollar. Which will weaken the euro. They might have determined with the ceasefire that was a really good thing for the world economy, brings down the oil prices. So it was a good thing. That will strengthen the dollar, in which case that will weaken the euro, so we could see price coming back down again. Could do. Doesn't really, because we're only on the 1 minute time frame, and all we need is a few pips. That's what it's important to us to look at. But again, it's important to realize what the bigger picture could be. And this is the scenario. Sorry, bear in mind it's quite small, isn't it? Trying to get everything in here. This is the scenario. Could do away with that line as well. That's the old buy zone. We got the new buy zone it's tapped into to get all those orders. It's done that in one fell swoop. Look at that. There we go, within 2 minutes. So we're waiting now for, still nothing's changed. We're waiting for the next buy alert, which from what I've just seen may indeed just redress the balance, and they may be coming lower. In which case it'll be difficult for us to get a trade because they're still activating on that sell. But you know, fine, we're not wasting any, we haven't lost any money. We can do what it wants. We're trading what we see. Let's go on the 15-minute time frame at the minute. Let's just take the indicators off. See, again, we got a little bit of imbalance here on the 15-minute, which could be significant because there's a lot of orders in this area here, and they'll maybe wanting to get down here. So I'll draw that up, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if indeed. So from that one wick there to there, that is all in balance also. And indeed, there'll be a lot of orders down there as well. Get the right. There we go. So they tapped into that area there. And will they be doing that again? And I suggest possibly so. So you can understand it's not the best time to trade, really. But like I keep saying, with the Scalping 55 strategy, ultimately we only want a few pips. And here we are now down there. We've got imbalances being caused here as well. And we got balance up here on this. So we may get a buy that will suffice us. I don't think that's correct grammar, but sorry. We might get a buy trade that will do us. That doesn't sound right either, but you know what I mean. So here we are back again. All the time, obviously creating imbalances here that need to be filled as well. So depends on how quickly they wish to do things, as always. But we know what they're capable of doing and what they, just the timings of these things. It's Right, so what I'm going to do now, anybody watching me on YouTube can ask questions. And everybody watching me on Academy 55, you can now put something in chat on Zoom, because we're on Zoom. If you're a member of Academy 55, everybody else is watching YouTube. I can see all questions coming in. Please, just questions about what we've seen here today, if there is any. Hope you guys are getting a little bit of a feel for what's going on, looking at it through my eyes. And like I say, I'm pleased we haven't lost any money. Oh, there's a buy. Right. Okay. So I've got to wait for all these things to turn green. I mean, you might bounce off that and come back down again, you know, off the purple line. If I did take a buy, it could be a pretty big stop loss, but that's okay. I'm going to be on with you guys for another, what's it, 17, 18 minutes till 9 o'clock UK time. We may get a trade, a buy trade, you never know. But it's very nervy action, as you can see. Don't get me wrong, it's nervy a lot of the time, but at least it's more indicatory. Come out with these words. It's more of an indication. It's a good example of why the market would be nervous about what's happening globally. And perhaps more nervous than usual, especially if you're an investor and you want to spend millions of pounds, because it takes $10 million to move 1 pip. And would you want to be investing $10 million if something like that, if you think something like that's going to happen? If you just wanted to invest in the euro going higher, and then all of a sudden, because that's $200 million worth of investment, 20 pip move. So that's $200 million of investment there. So now, because we're going below the purple line, we've got a sell bias going on now. So London came along. and possibly thought the euro's way too high. So go back onto trading view. We got a buy alert because we were being in the buy zone. So we got that confirmation. But this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for all these to go green, green wave, green trend, green volume, and at the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to happen later rather than sooner. We'll put it on the 5-minute time frame, just a minute. And there's that buy zone. And again, just like before, we got yet another buy zone there. And we got this imbalance that we know needs to be addressed. So we're in a bit, there's a bit of a predicament here as far as the accounting 55 strategy is concerned. If we go back on the minute and put the indicator on, if things turn around and indeed another sell appears, sell alert, I wouldn't want to be taking any sells because we know we're in buy zone territory. We know it could be just knocking that out and going for a bit more of a buy. But yet that is the biggest possibility, I would say, that price will want to come down and equalize the market by taking out all this imbalance here. And then it'll make a decision of whether to actually go further down or come back up to take out these small imbalances up here. But there is a lot of there's a lot of orders here as well. I'm back on the 5-minute time frame again. There's a lot of orders here in the buy zone. So indeed, and the imbalance, there's a lot more reasons for it to go down. Take all these orders and possibly even go down to the 462 on the 5-minute time frame. React off that and come back up again. Maybe. But before they do that, do they wish to redress the imbalances up here? Before they do, in which case we could get a buy trade, or they might do it later. The most important thing is we haven't lost any equity. Nice to see so many people watching with me on Calvin 55. Adrian, Ann, Donald, Ian, Kevin, Pat. Nice to see you all here. Hope you're getting a little bit out of this. And if you're the sort that, oh no, there ain't no trade going on. I'm sorry, but the market don't care about that. The market's going to do what it's going to do. This is all about trading what we see and finding the best probabilities for us, because we only want to take 1 or 2 trades a day. So therefore, we're not in the market to, oh, we must trade, we must trade. Nice and relaxed. And sometimes you can have the best setup and it still goes against you. This is trading. This happens on a very regular basis. But overall, the way I follow the strategy and nice and relaxed, take my time, only 1 hour of trading, etc., etc. It works for me, and I've proved it works for. See that this sell here, you wouldn't want to be taking this sell because it's going to take out that imbalance. Maybe it's too risky. It's too risky. I understand some people might do that. They shouldn't do that because it's not in our strategy. What am I doing here? You put the stop loss there on the trend line. You may have got in, if you were very quick and you ignored the buy zone, you might have got in here. You may well have, no, that's a very risky trade. One, technically, thanks to our indicators, worked. That's a trade I wouldn't be taking because of the buy zone, and it's tapped into here now. Will it bounce off there and come back up? Because that's where the stop loss would be, on the trend line there. So it's debatable where you would have got in. Because it happened so fast, you might have actually got in there. In which case your 2% would be down there, way down there, in which case then you would be sort of sweating a bit. I mean, it might work. but we got a buy zone there. It's just too risky as far as the Academy 55 strategy is concerned. You should never need to trade. Make a trade. You let the good probabilities and the trades come to you in the best probability way, not being risky. Too risky. I mean, all trading is risky, obviously. But nothing's changed. We're still after the next buy alert. Which may or may not happen. If you notice, just like here, look, we had a big fall and then we went up to, like, if I put a Fibonacci there to there, I'll do that, yeah. I'm guessing that's the 88 level on the fibs. From there down to there. Just past the 78 mark. And we got a big fall from there down to there. And indeed, it's come over to that area again. And it might just keep going down and down and down. Taking these buy orders out as they go. May do. But like I say, it may decide to come back up and redress these imbalances here. Up here, look, there's imbalance. These are only on the minute, so I don't. These can be just like here. These could be taken out within a couple of minutes. Right, let's try one more time for a buy alert. $9 o'clock, we might get a bit more of a move, especially with that German news as well. We'll see. Look, there's a parallel soft flip down to that level there. Right, guys. As you can see, we are possibly waiting for another buy, but is it going to go like, because we are underneath the purple line, so there is a bigger sell bias going on, maybe. If another buy does happen, will it go like that? I'm not convinced. We haven't got confirmation really, even though we are in the buy zone. So it's all a bit nervy and a bit unpredictable for me. So I would rather come back later on this afternoon, maybe if the conditions are right, and try again myself, because we've been on for an hour now, and that's long enough. So with that being said, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks very much for being on. I do appreciate it, and I hope you got a little bit out of it. And have a great day, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.